Hey there, everybody. How are you? It is November, believe it or not. Oh my gosh, it snuck up on me. I've been so busy working on prayer-a-thon that it was really rough to squeeze in the time to do the November forecast. But this one I channeled on the 26th of October. So it was before the end of the month. And of course, I wanted to find out, hey, what about that prediction you made about that water spout showing up off of the coast of South America? You said last week in October, and we're kind of at the last week in October. So I checked in again yesterday when I published the story, and you'll hear about that when I read the forecast to you. See, there's nobody here yet, so I'm just kind of tap dancing, hoping some people show up, because once I deliver the forecast, I want to hang out for a little bit and answer any questions you have about the forecast. So I see a couple people are popping in. Awesome. Awesome. Leave some comments. Let me know you're here. That would be wonderful. So I'm just kind of putting things aside here. Really interesting. During the forecast, the song popped in from the Seekers called Morningtown, and it's an old lullaby. I don't know if anybody remembers that song. It's one I heard maybe once or twice many years ago when I was on the school bus as a grade schooler, and it's really a cool song. It took me a while to find it because it's a little obscure, but it's beautiful. It's evocative, so I put it on the medium version. You remember it, Elena? Awesome. It's so beautiful. Judith Durham died a couple of years ago, and I heard some performances she gave right before, close to the end anyway. And it was astonishing how beautiful, strong, and pure her voice still was in her 70s. Because, so many singers, they start losing it way before then. So that was really a blessing. And it's such a beautiful song. I never knew it was a lullaby. I didn't know anything about it. But when it popped up in this reading, I thought, that's really weird. What does that have to do with anything? So Metatron connected the dots for me that Morningtown in the song is a metaphor for our journey to Earthtopia. So that's why it showed up. And I will put the links for that and the other things I'm going to talk to you about in the comments of this video when we're done, so you'll be able to get it. So while we're still waiting for a few more people to show up before I start the forecast, let me just tell you about a few other things that are going on. I posted on the community page the link for the video that Dave Johnson just put up yesterday, and it's a little tiny snippet of the past life regression that I had with him. And in that snippet, I was channeling a guide named Cassandra, who I had never met before or didn't know, but she came up to help during that regression. And she was talking about the dark forces and the battle that we're in right now. So very germane, very timely. You can use that link on the community page to go see it. It's just a little short snippet. It's not the whole thing. So that's one thing. And then last night I was on with Irish Granny on her channel, and we had planned for Halloween to channel Edgar Allan Poe and Jack the Ripper, because she loves murder mysteries and all kinds of mysteries and delving into things. Hey, Craig, welcome. Marie, welcome. Letty, great to see you. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. So she had wanted to do this for a long time and decided Halloween is the time to do this. So we got together last night and did that. And oh my gosh, she added Lincoln in, which I hadn't pre-channeled. So we did that live, which was really interesting, because normally I like to do those things ahead of time so that I can just let them flow and not have to sit and wait for the answers to come. Because, when you're live channeling like that, sometimes there's little pauses and it takes a while to target the information. Hey, Jen, welcome. So I was really astonished at how smoothly Lincoln and the other people we talked to came through, because she was wanting to talk to all the people who had seen Lincoln's ghost and ask them about the experience. And oh my gosh, that was funny. One lady was talking about how it was Coolidge. It was Mrs. Coolidge. She came out of the bathroom and there was Lincoln, and she was in her undies, and it just freaked her out totally. That was a fun way to start. So then we went on and had some others, and it was really a fascinating conversation. But even more was talking to Jack the Ripper, because I was a little hesitant, getting into that dark energy. So I went into the records just to be safe and asked the angels for a little extra protection for that one. And the story he shared about how he became the Ripper, it'll tear your heart out. It just gave me so much compassion for what he went through, and of course compassion for the victims, but there was a reason he was the way he was. And then Poe, oh my gosh, Poe was totally smeared by one of his rivals when he died. So a lot of the things that we think we know about Poe are not true. And he was very happy to share that story, to set the record straight. So I'll give you the link for that as well. Go over to Irish Granny Tarot and check out that video. It was really amazing. And then, of course, this coming Sunday, in 2 days, we are doing prayer-a-thon. We're going 11-hour marathon. I've got 5 guests, including Dr. Elena, who's here with us right now. They're each talking about their journey, spirituality, connection with prayer. And then each one of them are going to deliver a special prayer for the audience. And the whole point of this, the angels asked me to put this together to help people have an anchor to hold on to during these really crazy times in the lead up to the election, because there's so much angst, anxiety, fear, worry. People are really freaking out. And this was something they wanted to throw us like a lifeline that we could hold on to calm down, to get back into faith, confidence, and trust that everything really is going to work out all right for us. So please come join us. We begin at noon Eastern on Sunday. We're ending at 11 p.m.-ish because we might go a little bit over, also Eastern. So hope you can all join us for that. And there will be the replay after, of course, but as much as you can get of it, it's really wonderful. And I have to tell you, all week I've been working on editing the interviews, because that part I've pre-taped, which allows me to keep the whole show running without having to be live myself for 11 hours. I'll be behind the scenes running that, and then I'll come in with each guest, and we'll have a Q&A with the audience after we play their recording. So lots going on with that, very powerful. And as I've been doing the edits, it's just washed over me how each one of them brought a unique perspective and just such a depth. It's profound, it's sacred, it's just marvelous and filled with love. So I know you will really enjoy it. And Letty, you're talking about flooding and 200 people died in Spain. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Did not hear about that. Yeah, we've been hearing those messages from the guides and angels for a while about the things that are going on. It's not done yet, but we are moving closer and closer. So we've just got to sail through with the most beneficent outcome for this election, because it does impact not only the U.S., it impacts the whole world. And we in the U.S. are aware of that. So I want you to know that if you're from somewhere else in the world, we are sending out our love and prayers to you. And as part of prayer-a-thon, we want you to join us, because the more who join, the more powerful the prayer, and the more we can have a positive impact moving forward into the future. So please share it on your social media, share it with your friends. We need as many people to come together as we can possibly get, because the more gathered in prayer, the more power we have to affect our future and to help us get to Earthtopia faster. So we've got 7 people here now. It's probably a good time to jump in and start delivering the forecast to you. So you guys ready? Ready for the forecast? And after I finish the forecast, then hang around, because if you've got questions about the forecast, I want to answer those for you live. Hey, Rossi, welcome. So I'm just about to start doing the forecast live. So hang on, everybody. Here we go. All right. Take a deep breath, get ready. Whew, here we go. November is a time for reflection and taking stock of your life. Are you headed in the direction you wish to go? Are things lining up in the way you envisioned? Are you in alignment with your soul? How do you feel? Are you in the flow? We ask that you refrain from judging yourself, no matter the answer to these questions. Rather, take an honest assessment of your present situation. Where you find misalignment or lack, Consider what new choice you might make to affect change. When you take that action, you open the doors for your team to bring that which you seek into your awareness. When you ignore or procrastinate about such things, your team can only circle on the other side of the door until you open it with your new action. Open the doors, children. Throw them wide. Then select the opportunities that are in alignment with your path. If you're unable to discern the best path, look for the one that excites you, that gets your heart beating a little faster, that causes your imagination to engage. That is the path that will move you toward alignment, peace, and joy. Should there come a day when that path no longer feels joyful, choose a new path. Open another door. Watch for the clues. You see, my children, you are only stuck when you stop making choices. You've always had the power to positively change your life, but you cannot get new results with old choices. If something is not working, that's a clue. It's time for a new choice. That's why in November, we encourage you to do some deep reflection. Honestly assess where you are, where you want to be, and what choices might lead you in the direction you wish to go. Yes, you may ask your team for clues or hints about which choice is best. And when you do, be sure that you remain tuned in because your answers may come in unexpected ways, and they're often subtle, very easy to miss. Should you miss them, other clues will come, other opportunities will come, but there may be some delay in the meantime. So you see, being present and noticing the clues sooner serves you best to further your dreams and aspirations. As your year is winding down, it's the perfect time for such reflection. As the energies of 2024 dwindle, the energies of 2025 are already firing up, preparing a path for you. Now is the time to wrap up loose ends. Review your goals. Are they still in alignment with where you want to go? If not, adjust them. Are the people in your life the ones you want to spend time with? And this is really important. If not, make adjustments in that department as well. Spending time with those who do not support and uplift you is detrimental to your soul journey. Seek out those who are in harmony with your vision and your values. They will provide the support you need during the difficult days. Were you to surround yourself with those who are not aligned with your path, you would find the days more challenging than they need be. You're either building up or you're tearing down. Which do you prefer? Sometimes tearing down is the right answer. Often it's not. Avoid brick walls. The heightened tensions all over the world have been omnipresent for far too long. Do not expend time and effort engaged in thoughts and activities over which you have no control. Instead, focus your thoughts and efforts in directions that are harmonious, over which you can have control. When you encounter a brick wall, it is folly to continue walking forward, for all that will accomplish is to dig a hole in the ground in front of the brick wall. When you notice that situation arising, look around for other options. What other direction might you take to move away from the brick wall towards that which you desire? Left, right, up, down? Sometimes the best answer is to backtrack a short distance to find an option you missed. There is always another choice. And this is very important because often we'll do all that. We'll look around and we'll say, there is no choice. I'm stuck. There's nowhere to go. But I tell you, and they tell you, there is always a choice. It may be one you don't want to make. That is often true. But the choice remains nevertheless. So when you make it, even though it's not what you really want, you will help your team line up some more opportunities. More doors will open for you. So if you're stuck, there's no other choice but the one you don't want to make, then suck it up, buttercup. Make that choice and get going. That will get you out of that rut that you're in. That is the wise choice, even though it's not the easy one. Other times, the only option is to call for your team to lift you up and over that brick wall, which you may do. Then be extra present to notice when your rescue arrives, for it may look different than you expect. If it's something that helps you move again, then avail yourself of it without delay. Being stuck in front of that brick wall is digging yourself a deep, dark hole. The further down you go, the more challenging it will be to emerge. If you're already in that deep, dark hole, you might consider holding up your hands, asking your angels for a lift, and they will come. They will pull you right out. You're never alone, nor must you face such obstacles alone. But you must ask for help before your team can intervene. Always remember you have to ask for help. It's so easy. The more you do it, the easier it gets, I promise. When you ask for help, you need not beg or plead. You are a sovereign soul. Your team is there in partnership to help you with whatever you need. Simply ask as you would ask a partner, could you please help me with this? They will be delighted to assist. For too long, the dialogue between you and your team, and by you we mean the collective you, has been one of supplication. It was never the intention of Creator that you supplicate yourself. You are on a grand journey of expansion, adventure, and purpose. If that's not what your journey looks like, then it's time to take stock of where you're off track and make adjustments. Sooner would be better, including adjusting your perception and attitude towards your divine team, whose heart's desire is helping you in any way they can. And at this point, then the song Morningtown floats into the message. And that was a song by the Seekers. We were talking about that earlier. So I'll put the link for that in the pinned comment later. So if you don't remember the song, you can go listen to it. So then I asked, is that bright future you're talking about, Metatron, the Morningtown song? Is that a metaphor for the bright new future of Earthtopia? Because I was a little confused. Metatron continues, yes, those who choose to go in that direction, and we encourage you all to go in that direction, still it's your choice. So then I asked, what about that first contact that you mentioned would happen near the end of October? Because as you notice, now we're in November, and I have not heard anything in the news about that contact. Is it still likely to happen? Metatron says, yes, it's still coming. And to reiterate, it's going to appear as a water spout, kind of looking like a water spout, off the South American eastern coast. There has been a shift which may cause the timeline to slip. There are many variables at play. The ETs who you may think of as your allies are implementing countermeasures to block the draconian plan. And if you look at the October forecast, the way he explained it is that the draconians were going to come disguised as friendly ETs, delivering a message that would cause problems for us right before the election. So something has already shifted and their plan has changed, but it's still coming. So who, what, and how the contact happens has changed, but the contact is still coming. Right now, it's just the when that's up for grabs. So then I ask, is it highly likely that the friendlies who share the breakthrough messages will defeat the draconians so that they can come forward with a message? And Metatron says there's a good chance they may thwart the plan and interject their own message. That's the friendly ETs. As in all things, we encourage discernment. Always check to be sure the actions match the words. This is true of humanity and of extraterrestrials. When you're in doubt or unsure, feel your way through. Does the message match your values? Does it support your view of the world? Does it move you further towards love, peace, and joy, which is the path to Earthtopia? Or does it cause fear, conflict, and uncertainty? If it does, you know it's not a message from the light and it's something you want to avoid. That is the scale with which to measure everything as you keep your eyes on the prize of Earthtopia. Always choose the options and path that leads towards peace, love, and joy. Avoid those that promote fear, uncertainty, and hatred. You see, my children, it couldn't be simpler. It doesn't matter how a messenger tries to dress up the message. If it's about fear, hatred, run the other way. And that's everybody's messages. You know, people like me are delivering messages, and if we're causing you to be afraid, then you should stop listening to us. And I include me in that. I am only sharing with you what I get, and I could be wrong. I could interpret it wrong. Any of us could interpret it wrong. So if it's uplifting, it's about peace, love, joy, then you can listen to it and have faith that it's from divine. But if it's not, then really tune into your discernment. Be sure it's something that you want to allow into your energy, into your thoughts, because they can lead you astray very quickly. We have to really be on our toes right now, watching for that. Block those messages, for they are poisonous, insidious, and will take over if given the opportunity. Therefore, being present in the moment is so important. The moment you notice those feelings of fear and hatred entering your awareness, shift your thoughts, shift your reality. Do not accept a life of fear, uncertainty, and hatred. That is not what your divine soul came here for. In fact, it's the very opposite. Beware falling into the trap of perpetuating dark energy. That path leads to unhappiness and ruin. Look up. See the sky, the sun, the stars, the moon, all the blessings that you have been given by Divine Creator. Focus on love and making the world a better place for everyone, not just your kind. Every soul deserves the same rights, the same love, the same opportunities. Any doctrine that says otherwise is false and will lead you astray. Love, peace, and joy. It's that simple. Do not settle for anything less. Then I ask for an election update. And Metatron says, when you walk the path of love, peace, and joy, you need not worry about what others are doing. Your journey bears witness to who you are and what you're about, just as theirs does. Walk your path. Allow them to walk theirs. Others will be inspired by what you accomplish, who you are, by the peace, love, and joy that you exude. Only the sick and twisted would choose otherwise. The momentum is already in place to move you towards Earthtopia. Just flow with it. Avoid falling into fear, uncertainty, and hatred. That will allow you to flow right into the magnificence of Earthtopia. So then I ask Metatron, I keep hearing blue tsunami. Those words have been showing up for me for like 3 weeks now. And I want to know, is that true? And does he have a comment? So Metatron responds, that is the direction in which you are moving. Take heart, lean into faith, and trust that everything always works out for you. Love always wins. Allow the win to happen. Breathe, relax, and allow as you float through the month of November, knowing that no matter what interference or nefarious plans crop up, light will always prevail. It's only the timing that is uncertain. And right now, you're on track to prevail. Keep going. Keep the faith. Flow on the river of love, peace, and joy. Breathe love, peace, and joy. Be love, peace, and joy, so that it permeates the realm of earth. When you all gather together in that energy with the purpose of promoting love, peace, and joy, you're unstoppable. You are infectious. You are intoxicating. Those who feel abandoned, afraid, or uncertain about the future will want to join your cause and your path because they want love, peace, and joy that you have. It is, after all, the natural state of being a divine soul. Those who walk the path of fear, uncertainty, and hatred feel misaligned. They can never be completely happy because they're in an unnatural state for their soul. Deep within, they feel that. As long as they stay on that path, they will only find more fear, uncertainty, and hatred. They can delude themselves that they're superior, that theirs is the true path, but their soul knows the truth. It's only ego who's happy under those circumstances. Ego does not last. Soul is eternal. Ego is easily manipulated. Soul sees the truth. My dear children, lean into soul. Take your cue from soul, not ego. Make peace with your ego. Use the meditation we have given you to come into oneness with your ego so that soul may take the lead in your journey. And I'll drop the link for that meditation in the pinned comment later. Let me just write that down so I don't forget. We promise that is the optimal choice. Life is sweeter with soul in the driver's seat. Soul will not lead you astray. That's the function of ego. So then I ask about world events. What's happening in November? Is there any hope for Ukraine? Metatron responds, there are many pots of toxic stew simmering behind the scenes regarding world events. While the dark ones may successfully dress up those toxic pots of stew, there's always a giveaway, a clue about the toxicity, the true nature. Look for a metallic or rancid taste or smell. That gives it away. Let your body warn you in the subtle ways that it will, so that you avoid toxic pots. Even were you to be starving, imbibing from those toxic pots would always be the wrong answer, leading you further off your path. For if you are in a position where you're starving, you are off your path. Reach out for help from your team. They will muster the troops immediately to your aid and help you in a multitude of ways. You must be present to notice and take action. For you see, my dear children, it's never that your angels and guides let you down or fail to deliver. They always do. It's you who miss the doors of opportunity. But don't castigate yourself about that. Ask for more opportunities to present it again, because now you'll be more aware. The moment you notice, take action, because when you're in that position, you're highly motivated, not desperate, motivated, knowing that the answer to whatever you need is practically at your fingertips. Once you see it, take it. Use it in the way that you need to support yourself physically, mentally, or spiritually. Above all, your needs are paramount. Take care of you first so that you'll be able to help others. Release false pride about sacrificing yourself for others. That disempowers and limits you, not the wise choice of a divine soul. Your needs first, so that from a position of strength and power, you can help the multitudes, should you choose. We encourage you to spend regular time in reflection during the month of November. It will stand you in good stead come December in the new year. Make your preparations now for the coming season. Whether you're northern or southern hemisphere, there is change coming. Preparation is wise. Be ready. Have your supplies so that you can move quickly should the need arise. Then I asked, when Harris wins the election, is it highly likely that things will calm down and we can avoid citizens fighting citizens? Is that possible? Can we actually do that? And I'm asking this because I've had some really horrific visions, and I just want to get that reassurance that we're not going that way. Metatron responds, no matter which way your election goes, come together with your fellow citizens mending fences. Refrain from I told you so or recriminations. Let bygones be bygones. Move forward together, never losing sight that the grander goal is Earthtopia. You can restore peace to the U.S. when you follow the guidelines we've set out for you. Avoid the temptation of retaliating against those who you feel have wronged you. Let your justice system take care of those who've broken the laws. That is not your job. Unless you work in the justice system, of course. Do not engage in fanciful thoughts about this or that karma you believe is coming to others. For when you do that, it boomerangs back on you. Do not lust after revenge or damnation for those who you condemned in your mind. Let justice and karma deal with them in the appropriate way. But that is none of your business. Take care of your business. Stay on the path of love, peace, and joy. That is how you will move past the election of 2024 into your bright new future. Be mindful of walking the higher path. Remember the golden rule, love your neighbor as yourself. Refrain from fighting. Move forward, helping one another to walk their own divine path. Should you find your neighbor has fallen, help them back up. Be compassionate. Point them in the right direction. Keep sharing the love, light, and intention of a brighter future. When you set the stage in that way, you will find the opportunity becomes irresistible, and more will climb on board the good ship Earthtopia. Leave the acrimony behind. Leave the toxic pots of stew behind. Drink from the ladles of divine love for your sustenance and inspiration. There's a limitless supply to nourish and sustain you on your journey. Wishing you love, peace, and joy today and every day, my beloved children. And with that, Metatron departs. That concludes the November forecast. So I'm going to pop over to comments now to see what questions you have. I hope that leaves you feeling reassured, more confident, calmer. And so just a reminder in case you missed it, Sunday is prayer-a-thon, 11 hours. We are going to have entertainment, we're going to have Q&A, and we're going to have special blessings from each of the 5 guests who are showing up. And we have a special appearance by Irish Granny. She's going to pop in about halfway through to deliver us a I got the word wrong. A Lenormand reading for Gaia, which is unbelievable. She was astonished when she got it. So that'll be in the middle, kind of like an intermission, and then we'll go back into the guests talking about their spiritual journey and doing their blessing and then doing the Q&A. So you'll have a chance to ask questions of all of the guests. All right. So Craig, you're doing a 9-day prayer for Clara, a novena. That's beautiful. I know she'll appreciate that. Hey, Tammy. Marby, welcome. Patricia, so glad you could join us. Barbara, hey. Goddess Val, Jen, Bora Bora. Yay. So many awesome people are here. So I don't see any questions yet. Do you have questions about the forecast or about prayer-a-thon? Anything else? Share Spirit, thank you. I've watched every day. Glad to be taking a bit of time, but you felt some disappointment? Oh, I'm sorry. It's normal. You're human. Don't castigate yourself about that. Metatron just said that in the forecast. It's like acknowledge what is, and then if it's on that darker path where you don't want to be, then shift your thoughts to something positive. Keep doing that until you feel better. You are the boss of your thoughts. You don't have to follow those dark thoughts down into that deep hole. One step at a time, you climb right back out of that hole with those positive thoughts. And if you need help, then you reach out to your Lightworker friends. You join us places like this or on prayer-a-thon. Oh my gosh, prayer-a-thon is going to lift you so high, you're going to feel like you're levitating. I have been gobsmacked as I go through preparing the guest interviews for you. The energy, the love, the intention, it's off the charts. Our first speaker, Janet Connor, is sharing with us a miracle that she was able to create with the help of 100 prayer warriors. Only 100 did this phenomenal feat that you would not have believed was possible. It's so inspirational. I can't wait for you to hear it. And everybody brought that kind of energy. It's so beautiful. And then we're going to close the whole thing up with Kahu Lahela, who is a Hawaiian spiritual teacher who does Hana Ikapona and just brings the healing love and forgiveness of the Hawaiian spirit. She's going to bring a special blessing, and she also talks to us about her special bowl where she collects rainwater on the full moon every month, and then she uses that with her special tea leaf. It's a big green leaf, and that's all part of the ritual as she does the chant, and that's part of what she's sharing with us. It's so beautiful. It's almost like you might feel drunk from it because it's just so potent and wonderful. And the angels brought all that together because I said to them, if I'm going to do this for you, these are the people I want to come and be the guests. They got me every single one of them. I was just gobsmacked by that all over again. It was wonderful. So they delivered, and now I'm doing my part. And on Sunday, you're going to do your part by showing up to contribute your energy and intention towards creating our better future. And of course, helping the election go the right way for the country, the most beneficent outcome. We're very specifically staying away from the political words. We're trying to include everybody because if there are others who have been on what we might consider the wrong side, we don't want to leave them out. We want to start the healing now, bringing everybody together, healing the country and the world. So if we can just ask for the most beneficent outcome, then they won't feel like they're not a part of it or ostracized. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're also still going to be doing fundraising. So I'll put the pinned link at the top of the chat for fundraising, but we're not going to push it like we did in the first two, the psychothons, because it kind of feels a little contradiction to the spirit of prayer. But I did ask the angels. I said, so you still want us to do the fundraising? And they said, yes, it's still important because it's your opportunity. If you haven't already stepped up, raised your hand and said, yes, I'm part of supporting this movement, which is what it's all about, then it's your opportunity to do that. So again, it's not about the money. It's about making the commitment, and you can do just a $3 donation to do that. So it's energetically, I'm on this side, and this is what I want for the future. It's declaring that for yourself and for the world. So that's what it's all about. I hope that makes sense. Cher, you've been very challenged. You used to be on a more positive track. Yeah, well, we're going to help you get back there because it really just takes practice, consistency. The moment you notice your thoughts going into a dark, scary place, stop. Do some deep breathing. Call your angels. If you've been journaling about the interactivity that you've had with your divine team, go read your journal to show yourself, hey, you really are doing this. You really are connecting, and you don't need to worry because your angels have got you. Sometimes if I have a moment like that, I'll just close my eyes and hold my hands up. They'll hold my hands and we'll just stay there together, connected. It's so beautiful. And if you feel like you're making it up, if ego starts whispering to you, you're making it all up, it's not real, ignore ego because she's wrong. You are not making it up. When you reach out your hands for angels, they are right there holding them. Just imagine that you feel it. Allow yourself to feel it because it's true. And in case you missed it, in the forecast, Metatron reminded me about the powwow with ego, higher self, and soul meditation that was part of my first book, Akasha Unleashed. So I will be putting the link for that meditation in the pinned comment. If you have not done that meditation, please go do it. It will help you so much to get over that hump of ego, giving you those recriminations and trying to defeat you. Because ego's only doing its job, trying to help, but misguided. So this particular meditation was an angel download, of course, and it helps you to come into oneness with ego, higher self, and soul, to be friends, to get on the same path. And when you do that, everything changes. You are coming from the perspective of soul, not the three parts of yourself. You are all joined as one soul, moving together in cooperation. Changes everything. It's wonderful. Highly recommend it. Hey, Mary, welcome. Glad to see you. I know I've seen you popping up. You've been getting the meditations and taking advantage of all the goodies that the angels have supplied. I'm so happy for that. Yeah, prayer-a-thon's going to be so wonderful. Barb, when will we know the final election results? And, well, let's just ask. I'm pretty sure we're not going to know until at least a day later. It might even take several. So, Metatron, can you tell us when is it likely that we'll actually get a declared winner for the presidency? Let's start there. Is it on the 5th? Is it highly likely we'll know the winner on the 5th? There will be indications, but it won't be an exact. What about the 6th? The day after? No, the 7th? So by the 7th, and of course this can change, but right now, the way things are playing out, it looks like the 7th will be when they've gotten through enough of the snafus and finished their counting. It's, yeah, and they're saying there's going to be some recounts, which always slows things down. And, you know, the networks who make the call, they won't do it until they have a certain threshold met. So they might have to wait until those recounts are done to actually do the official declaration. So what about the Senate and the House? Will we know about that also on the 7th? Sooner? Will we know that sooner? Probably not. There will be some seats, of course, that will be declared, but to get the whole thing to know who's in control, that probably won't come till the 7th. Again, there's going to be recounts and protests and, you know, the usual malarkey going on. So hang tight, stand in faith and trust, feel the peace, the joy, and the love. Let that carry you through, which is why we're doing prayer-a-thon on the 3rd. so that you've got that energy to carry you through the 5th and further. And there will be a replay. So if you start feeling a little wobbly before the results come in, then go back and get the parts of the replay that you need to reassure, lift you up, because it's really important that as many of us as possible stay in that energy of confidence, faith, and trust that this really is going to work out in the most beneficent way for all of us. So stay in the love and the trust. Very important. Bora Bora, you're multitasking and listening. I love that. Metatron says he's a great multitasker too, so you have that in common. Letty, you love Metatron's reassurance. You've been blessed. Things are falling into place when you just moved out of the way. Oh, that's exciting. I hope you mean that means something with your move. Can't wait to hear about that. Congratulations if that's the case. Share. Sunday's going to be powerful energetically. You're looking forward. Yes, it is. I can already feel it before we're even there. It's so magical the way all the pieces have come together. I mean, I've been working a lot of hours, I won't lie to you, but even so, it's flowed. It's been easier than the other 2 events. Those just about killed me. This one, there's just so much flow. It's so different. And it's just at a higher level than we were before, which is just wonderful. And I think that's also validation for us that what we did in the first 2 events lifted us up to that higher level of readiness, understanding, and trust. It's like we proved to ourselves what we could do, and now we're ready to step up in that faith and trust, knowing that we're doing it. Way fewer doubts so that we can just get there. This is wonderful. You can't get the meditations on your cell phone, Mary. Okay. Yeah, you can email me. It's answers@akashaunleashed.com or on both of my websites. I've got DebraLupien.com and I've got AkashaUnleashed.com. Either one of those, you can hit the contact form and send me directly from there in case you don't have the email address handy. You can always do that. And we'll help you figure out what's going on. Rossi, you're calling all the angels. Yes, calling all angels, the song. I hear it. Thank you. Harp fiddle. Let's just ask for harp fiddle. Is it highly likely there will be significant violence before the election is determined? What do you have to say about that, angels? Is it highly likely there will be significant violence? Some. Yeah, so they're downgrading it for you, which is beautiful. There will be some, but not significant. So that's an important point. There are going to be some who still have their noses out of joint, still have that bully attitude they've been soaking in and wanting to cause trouble to vent their frustration. But they are far fewer in numbers than they were even a month ago. They are dropping like flies because they're starting to see reality. That whole thing at Madison Square Garden really opened a lot of people's eyes. And, we might be thinking, what the hell took you so long? But, as long as it happens before the election, it's a blessing. And we're going to say, hallelujah, thank you, Creator. It's wonderful. They will come around. We just have to be ready to open our arms and accept them in, even though, oh my gosh, you might be biting your tongue because you want to say all kinds of things to them about what were you thinking. But we have to let that go. We've got to move forward for the sake of peace and abundance as we move into Earthtopia. The sooner we let it go and accept them, the better for all of us. Jen, what can we do to help others in this time of uncertainty? Your sister's having a hard time keeping it together. She was very affected when Hillary lost. How can you help her feel better? Me too, Jen. I was devastated. It took me a while to get over that. And my son happens to be a Trumper. So he called me the next day crowing about the victory, which did not help. So what you can do is you can share the messages with her that we've gotten, that we are on track for a blue tsunami. That's what I keep hearing, and I'm believing and going with that. It might take a little while before we see it actually happen, but that's the direction we're headed in. So as long as we keep the faith and keep moving, we will cause that to be true. Also, get her to come on to prayer-a-thon. Even if only for a small amount. You can come for the whole thing or any portion of it. I will be posting a schedule soon, so you'll know when the speakers are coming. But I've got to do a little more editing yet before I can get the timeline straight. But just know that we'll be starting with Janet Connor at noon, and then we'll be going on to Linda Lang. If you know Linda, she does amazing water blessings. And so you want to have your beverage ready. She's going to do a water blessing live with you that remolecularizes your water. It's fabulous. And then, of course, the prayers and the Q&A with them. After Linda, we have Dr. Elena, animal communicator. So if you want to know more about animal communication, shamanism, she is your gal to talk to. She's got all that down. Then we're going to take that little break and have Irish Granny come in and do her Lenormand reading of Gaia, which you're going to love. And after that, we have Miche Meisner, who has an incredible story to share with you about losing her home to one of those forest fires that went through Oregon a few years ago and coming back out of that to a place of empowerment, to helping other people rise from their own ashes to find their own empowerment. This one, oh, wow, deep, very, very deep. And then after Miche, we have Kahu Lahela, who is the Hawaiian spiritual teacher I mentioned earlier. She's going to be doing a beautiful chant with the ceremonial bowl and water. And then after we've gone through all of what she wants to talk about, she's going to do an extremely profound and deep Hawaiian blessing for us. And that will be how we wrap things up. So after her blessing, we'll just kind of bring all the energy down. We won't do a whole lot after her blessing, just kind of finishing up the final things and saying goodbye. And then we will release you to go float on a cloud from all that beautiful energy. So like I said, you can pop in and out. You can be there the whole time. And there will be the replay. So you'll have that. I think that's the best thing you can do for your sister right now, other than just, the reassurance and helping her to understand that the more she thinks about what she doesn't want, the closer she draws it to her. So better to think about what she does want and bring that closer to her. That is our power right there. You are welcome, Mary. Harp Fiddle, you're welcome. You've been worried and frightened. So you be with us on Sunday, Harp Fiddle. We're going to help you get out of that. And go back and listen to Metatron's forecasts and his messages. They're all about love, uplifting you and telling you everything's going to be all right, baby. We promise. It might not be exactly what you're expecting, but it will be all right, and it will be for the highest and best. So trust that. Your angels will never leave you. They will never let you down. The results just might look different than you expect, but they will be in your best interest always. And you can always call the angels, hold their hands, take those deep breaths, feel yourself, visualize yourself holding their hands. You can go on to my akashaunleashed.com website under meditations, grab the one called Connecting with Your Guides. That one will take you on a journey into your Akashic records where you can meet your guides. They can hold you. They can comfort you. You can ask them questions and get that reassurance. I tell you what, when you go there and they hold you in that big bear hug, oh, there is nothing like that. You can ask Creator themselves to come and hold you. Jesus, Buddha, whoever you want, Muhammad, Krishna, whoever is meaningful for you, even a departed loved one. Have them meet you there in the garden in the Akashic records. Sit with them, talk with them, hold their hand. Take all the reassurance you need. It's there for you. So go grab that meditation. It'll help you a lot. It's a magical meditation. Jen, you are so welcome. Harp Fiddle, is there a possibility that Gloria Johnson could beat Marsha Blackburn? Tennessee. Oh, yeah, I'm following that race. I know. So, angels, is it highly likely that Marsha Blackburn will be defeated in the race? I get an immediate yes on that. So that's That's very positive. That's not wishy-washy at all. So are you saying that Gloria Johnson will defeat Marsha Blackburn? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. That feels like a pretty good promise. And here's the thing. They always say, this is the energy of this moment. It could change. They didn't say that right now. And I take that to mean maybe because of all the early votes that are already in, it's already happened and unlikely to change. Now, I could be wrong, but that's how I'm interpreting it. So let's go with that. Let's just believe and send congratulations to Gloria, because bye-bye, Marsha. You have outlived your purpose in the Senate. Long past time. She should have been gone. Okay, you guys, I'll hang out for, let's see, another 10 minutes. We'll make it an even hour. So any other questions that you want to ask before we wrap up? Excuse me. Before I go there, I'll get your question in a sec, Patricia. If you weren't here earlier and you missed, last night I was on with Irish Granny, and we were talking to Lincoln, Edgar Allan Poe, and Jack the Ripper. Ugh. Astonishing and stunning. Jack the Ripper gave us his real name. I would not have believed that in a million years, but he was willing to give his name. So you got to hear it. It was amazing. And Lincoln, oh my gosh, he had some amazing things to say. And then Poe, yeah, because turns out the story we know about Poe is mostly false because he was smeared by a rival who put a lot of bad stuff out there about him. So fascinating. If you're into that kind of thing, definitely check that out. Don't forget prayer-a-thon on Sunday. You need to be there. It will lift you up so high. You will feel like you're floating on a cloud. And Dave Johnson just released last night a snippet of my past life regression with him, where the guide Cassandra came through and talked about defeating the darkness, light defeating the dark. And this was a guide I didn't know about, had never met, came through the regression. So it was really amazing. So check that out on Dave's channel. And what else? Also, if you want to read the November forecast, I'm going to give you a link so you can find it on Medium and read it, because I find sometimes it's hard to get the fullness of the message from the video. So if you go read it, then you can soak it in and really get the depth of it. So that's available for you as well. And then I'm going to give you the link to that ego, higher self, soul meditation to bring you into oneness. So come back and check the video in a half hour or so, and I'll have all those links in place for you. So Patricia, you want to know, is it possible for Andrea Morse, Democrat, to win against Nicole Malliotakis for the 11th district in Staten Island? That could be tough. Let's see. Staten Island, boy, they're pretty far right. But miracles happen every day. So let's see. So Andrea Morse, angels, is it highly likely that Andrea Morse will prevail to win her race in Staten Island? Sorry, I'm getting a no on that one. They're just not ready to move in that direction yet. But it can change in the future. And you know what? Bring that intention to prayer-a-thon, because who knows? We will be creating miracles on prayer-a-thon. That is the intention. So why not bring that one and put it in chat? Let's just raise that one up while we're there. But with that many people gathered together, who knows? We might be able to move things. We know we can create miracles. Hey, Debbie. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Marianne, you haven't finished last night's video, but fantastic so far. It's a mind blower, just stunning. Yeah, I hope you guys get a chance to enjoy it. Helen is just so good at coming up with these amazing questions that lead us on this wonderful adventure. Oh, well, thank you, Arlene. You'll check it out. That's awesome. So, Craig, will New Mexico stay blue? So, angels, is it highly likely that New Mexico will stay blue? Not certain yet, Craig. Too soon to tell. There's something in the works. I'm feeling like there's a monkey wrench in there. Are you saying that's like election interference going on? Yeah. The monkey's been playing in New Mexico. So it's going to take some snappy dancing on the part of the Democrats to untangle that and bring it through. But the good news is it's close. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a kind of in the middle answer. So let's talk about that on Sunday. Let's send that energy for New Mexico to go blue. Share. For what it's worth, you're blue there. Martinez was a wreck. Think it's closer, but you believe you'll stay blue. Oh, let's hope that's the case. Oh, I haven't gone through and done all of the people, Amanda, because I don't really do the politics like the tarot readers do, but I'll ask for you. So is it highly likely that Boebert will get defeated in Colorado? Oh, baby, she's out of there. Yeah, gone. Yeah, it's a red district. Yeah, I used to live in Brooklyn, and it was like you could count on Staten Island to be red so often. It's so weird. They're so close, and yet they're on such a different page. Oh, thank you, Marianne. Yeah, we have a lot of fun when we're together. She's talking about Helen. Tammy, where was that again? If you're talking about the Ripper conversation, that's on Irish Granny Tarot. And I'll put that link on this video when we're done here. So you'll have all the links. Sure, Arlene. I wasn't going to be doing personal questions, but yeah, let's throw it in. I need to wrap pretty quickly, but let's throw it in because we're almost done here. So Penny, who passed away on Monday, for Arlene. Arlene's Penny, are you there? Beautiful eyes. She is showing me to herself as either a greyhound or a whippet. I don't know if that's what she was, but that's how she's choosing to appear. But she's beautiful. Got beautiful brown eyes. So Penny, are you doing okay? Well, her eyes are a little sad, Arlene. She misses you, but she's fine. She's going through all the stuff they go through when they cross over. So just know she's fine. You don't have to worry about her. And for you, if you need her, call her. She will come and curl up right against you. And then you just put your arm around her and snuggle with her. Now, you'll have to imagine that in your head, but she will really be there when you ask her to come. So do that. Give yourself that comfort for as long as you need. She will do that. When our old dog crossed, I'd be crying myself to sleep, and I'd reach out my hand, and he would come up in spirit under my hand so I could stroke his head. So beautiful and comforting. Your animals will do that for you if you allow it, if you will believe it. So ask for it, believe it, expect it, and accept it. It changes everything. Helps you get past the grief so much faster. Patricia, you're so welcome. Debbie, yeah. Some people are saying that eventually we will have more than 2 parties, so hopefully that will come along. Harp Fiddle, prayer-a-thon on Sunday begins at noon Eastern time. Now, you guys, that is the first day of daylight savings ending, so we'll be doing a fall back. So that would be the old 11 o'clock, but on the time clock, if it's changed, it will be noon. So don't forget, that's time change day. That way you won't miss it. It's just wacky that it happened to fall on the same day, right? We needed more complications. Rossi, you always ask for election interference shenanigans to go to the light. That's perfect and beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, wait till you hear the conversation with Dr. Elena talking about the work that she does on behalf of Gaia that we are not even aware of. She's out there putting in light pillars to help Gaia stay balanced and doing energy grids where they get messed up. She goes and she fixes, realigns them. It's just marvelous what she's doing on behalf of Gaia and all of us. So you have to hear that. It's amazing. You are so welcome, Amanda. Marilyn, you liked the collaboration with Helen. Yeah, I'm so glad. We've done quite a few of them. So if you search on her channel for my name, you'll find a bunch of collaborations we've done. They've been really intense, some of them. And it's really, I don't know, they're all so amazing and wonderful to do. And They don't mind that we come and ask the questions for the most part, which is wonderful because, the first time I tried to access Lincoln, I think that was about a year ago, he didn't want to talk because I was asking about the country. And he just let me know that, hey, I'm so over that. So many people are bugging me about it. But then last night, when she wanted to ask those questions about the ghostly appearances, we started with that. And then we had a dialogue going with him so that by the time she got to asking about the country, he was okay with it. So it was pretty awesome. Excuse me a sec. I'm sorry, Arlene. I know. Yeah, before I learned all of this stuff and I knew that I could connect with them, same thing, crying for days, because the pets are just such a big part of our lives. But now that you can reach out and hold her, connect with her, do that. Give yourself that gift. It will help you to get past the grieving because here's the thing. If you stay in that deep grieving for a long time, then she's connected with you by those energy cords, which doesn't allow her to move forward as quickly as she might have on her journey with processing, healing, and preparing for whatever's next. So it's a gift and a kindness to our loved ones, people and pets. If we can process that grief, connect with them on the other side, and you can use that meditation, connecting with guides, Arlene. Go connect with Penny. See her in the records. Give yourself that gift, and that can help you process the grieving faster so that you don't hold them back and you don't hold yourself back. Because those old beliefs about, you've got to stop living because somebody you loved died, that's crazy. They don't want that for you. Never wanted it for you, and it's not what your soul wants. So the sooner you process, know that they're not gone, they're just on the other side of the veil and accessible, there's no reason to grieve. They're in a better place. You're the one still here dealing with all the stuff. Yeah, Mary Lynn, the prayer-a-thon is a total angel production. I'm just the director. They gave me all the downloads and stuff, and I'm just kind of carrying out what they asked me to do. So having that reassurance and direction from them, I know this is going to be a mind-blowing, phenomenal, historical event. And that's not bragging. That's not hyperbole. That's just what I'm feeling from the angels because that's their intention. That's what we need right now to get us through, to move us forward in faith, trust, and confidence, to help bring forth the most beneficent outcome. And together with greater numbers, we can do that with ease. So I'm asking all of you, share this with everybody that you can think of. Share on your socials, share with your family, your friends. The more people who bring their energy, the more we can accomplish. We can get to Earthtopia sooner. That's what we've been working on all this time. And the angels opened the door and gave us this event to concentrate the efforts. So yeah, let's jump on that and take advantage of it. You can find on my YouTube channel the link for the live stream. It's already there. So you can copy that link and you can share it. It's on the community page. I'm sharing it all over social. In fact, if you go on my Facebook or on Twitter or on LinkedIn or Instagram, I've been sharing little snippets of video from the guests. So go watch those, get a sneak preview. And they're on my YouTube channel too. I almost forgot, of course. There's a whole playlist called Special Event. All of the little snippets I've been sharing are there. So you can go watch all of those to get a sneak preview of what you're going to get on Prayer-a-thon. So do that too. And when you do that, that means YouTube will show it to more people, which means more people can possibly show up. So that's an assignment I'm giving you, if you will. Go watch all of those and share all of those little videos. That will just open the door to masses to come in, because that's what we're hoping to do. The more, the better. We are just going to have such a world-changing 11 hours. It's going to be beyond expectations because it's angels. That's what they do. Carrion, what does his voice sound like? I'm not sure whose voice you're asking. Can you let me know whose voice? Usually I don't hear an audible voice. It's more like, it's kind of like an imprint in the brain. So we describe it as hearing it, but we kind of hear it inside our head. So it's not like we're hearing the voice. And you're saying Lincoln. Yeah. So my consciousness filled in the voice that you would have expected for Lincoln, because, that's just the way it works. It will fill that in for you if it has that information. But what he really sounds like, he's in spirit now, so he wouldn't be talking anyway. It's all telepathic. Hard to describe, but when you experience it, you will know. And you can experience it because everybody can do this. And when you do the connecting with guides, that's a quick way for you to do it. You can build on that and learn to start having those two-way dialogues, which, by the way, is what channeling is. It's having that two-way dialogue. So go to Connecting with Guides on akashaunleashed.com. Do that. Use it to practice. And then, of course, if you want to study more, grab my book, The Path to Hearing Angels and Guides, because that is a course that Metatron gave to me that we did together in 21 days to help you learn to channel. You already can. It's just a matter of filtering and learning to hear it. This is all about learning to hear the dialogue from the other side. We were taught to pray, most of us as kids. Nobody taught us how to hear. And that's what it's all about. So he put that in a book. There's a Facebook support group and there's a workbook that goes with it. So those tools are out there available for you to help you have the connection. Yeah, no more questions, you guys, because I really have to go, but I've got more editing to do and I'm not ready for Sunday yet. So I've got to get back to that work, but thank you. So I'll just answer the ones that are here. Pamela, you found me on Helen's channel. Awesome. Oh, and that inspired you to use your abilities. Fabulous. Do that. There is so much available for you when you connect. It's limitless. Whatever you want, whatever you need, it's there for you. And all it takes is practice. Because in the beginning, ego is going to be whispering, telling you that you're making it up. You're not. And that's what the 21-day meditation challenge, that's the Path to Hearing Angels and Guides, that's what that one helps you with. Because in that process, you get over that hump of not believing it. And I was astonished at the things that people were channeling in a very short time after reading that book and going through the challenge with us. And by the way, every year, usually in January, we do a group 21-day challenge. So if you want help with it, because if you do it in a group, it just gets you there faster. So grab that book before January, read it, get ready, and join us in the Facebook group. We will be doing that challenge probably in January. So Jalen, your cat Bubba one day disappeared. You've never seen him again. You want to know if he's okay. Boobas or Bubbas? Okay, so let me just see if I can get anything. Jalen's cat Bubbas. I'm going to call it Bubbas and hope he gets it. So Jalen's cat Bubbas. I don't know if he was a tiger cat, but that's what I'm seeing. Very dark black with the gray. Very distinctive, beautiful. So are you doing all right? What are you doing with yourself now? Oh, he just rolled over on his back and lifting the belly up for belly rubs, and yeah, doing well. So can you tell us, are you still here on Earth? So you crossed over. He's telling me he crossed over, but I could be wrong. This is not my forte. Now, Dr. Elena, who's going to be on, she's the third speaker on prayer-a-thon. She's an animal communicator and a shaman. Native American. Got all the goods. That would be somebody to ask about that. But, I'll give you what I got, but my animal communication is just not quite the same as it is with the spirits. I don't know why that is. It's different. But he is telling me that he's crossed over and doing very well, by the way, wherever he is. Very happy, very comfortable, purring. Oh, Amanda, so you got it. You don't hear it either. It's in your mind. Yeah, that's exactly it. Marianne, what's going on in Canadian politics and who will the next prime minister be, Liberal or Conservative? Okay, so for Canada, next prime minister, is it highly likely that it will be a Conservative? Not definite yet. What about a Liberal? No, there's something in play right now. Nothing is set. So that's the good news, Marianne. It's not set in the wrong way. Yeah, I can feel churning energy. So it hasn't really locked on to a direction yet. So keep sending the good vibes. Bring it up on prayer-a-thon. You know, while we're doing prayer-a-thon, while you're listening to the interviews, put prayer requests into chat. We don't have to read them all because we can intend that the angels will take them from chat and fulfill them. So let's do that, because that'll be all the group intention applied to whatever prayer request you put there. Let's do that too. I hadn't thought about that. So thank you for the inspiration. That's wonderful. Oh, Jalen, the animal communicator, it's Dr. Elena Skyhawk. Now, if you go to my YouTube channel and you look for those little short videos or look for the playlist called Special Events, you will find her. I think I've got 3 of them with her little shorts, and I've got the other speakers as well. So you can get a preview of all of them. I'm not taking any more questions, you guys. I got to go. So let me just wrap with what we have here. Yes. It starts at noon Eastern Standard Time, which would be 11 Eastern Daylight Time. But remember, that's time change. So everybody try to remember, change your clocks and join us at noon Eastern Standard Time. If you're in Central, it would be 11. Oh, Pamela, what am I doing with my left hand? I have a pendulum here, and it helps me focus. Helps me sometimes when I want just a yes or no answer. It's really fast to get it with the pendulum. But even when I'm not asking yes or no, I always have the pendulum going. It's just become an extension of my arm. And like I said, helps with the focus. So I don't really need it, but I like it, so I use it. So David, you've been told that you're gifted and you'd like to know. Everybody's gifted, David. Everybody can channel. We all have special gifts. In my soul introduction reading, that's where I go into the aspects of your soul, which is your gift that makes up about 2/3 of your soul matrix, your tribe, which is your planet of origination, and your soul specialty. So if you were a pie, you would have those 3 aspects. So I do a deep dive on those aspects for your soul. And then we also talk about soul gender, because everybody has a soul gender, which can be different from your body gender. And then I look at your life lesson. So that's all packed into a soul introduction. That is the fastest way to get that information that I know, that kind of a reading. Now, everybody can do this for themselves if you want to take the time to learn how to do it. If you want a shortcut, tap on my door on my DebraLupien.com website and look up the soul introduction, because that's the fast way to get that information. But you are absolutely gifted. Yes. We're all gifted in different ways, which is what's really marvelous. Every soul is unique, and it's the way that matrix is made up that causes you to be unique. So it's really all about learning about who you are, how you're put together, and how you can then take that and use it at the very highest level to be more than you already are. It's always about expanding into the highest version of yourself. And we never get that done because we're eternal. We just keep going through the layers, higher and higher. Yes, Marianne, churning like crazy. And not just here, not just Canada, all over the world, which is why prayer-a-thon is so important and why we want to let the whole world know, please come Take the comfort that we're offering you. Join your energy. Help us help you, and you help us. It's bringing us all together in oneness of purpose, with love, peace, and joy. That's what we're all about on Sunday. I'm so glad it reassured you, Jalen. Cher, you're so welcome. Well, I had to get you the forecast. The days are dwindling here, and I wanted to get it out to you as quick as possible. Thank you, Debbie, for the events link. That's awesome. And the time. Perfect. All right. Oh, so one more thing before I go. I just want to remind you. So prayer-a-thon will still be fundraising for the Harris Waltz campaign. I will put the link at the top. It'll be a pinned link, but we won't be talking about it every 10 minutes like we were doing on prayer-a-thon. It's going to be a more low-key fundraiser because we don't want that to override energetically the prayer and that energy. But we do still want to have it available for anybody who has not yet stepped up, raised their hand and said, yes, I'm on board with the Harris campaign, because making that energetic declaration by even giving $3, which is the least you can give. You can give more if you want, absolutely, and it will still help them tremendously. But if you can give at least $3, that puts you on the record energetically, and it adds to the collective energy of what we're trying to accomplish here. So, like I say, it'll be low key. And our final speaker, who's very spiritual, didn't want us doing it at all during her session. So, that'll be even lower key, but it will be there for you, and, just very subtle. So we might put it in the chat every once in a while as a reminder as new people come and go, but we're not going to be beating the drum. So I think that's it. All right. I'm going to sign off, you guys. Thanks for being here. I so appreciate it. Go with love, peace, and joy, and I will see you on Sunday. Mwah. Bye, everybody.